The kitchen table was set for 5. 4 plates had food, 1 sat empty. Sarah placed the last dish down and looked at the vacant chair. Again. It was the 3rd night this week that Nelson had missed dinner. The children, Amara, 6 years old, and Thandiwe, 4, ate quietly, glancing at the empty chair, then at their mother. "Where's Papa?" Amara asked, her voice small. Sarah forced a smile. "He's at a meeting, my love. Important work." "He's always at meetings," Thandiwe said, pushing her food around her plate. Sarah had no answer, because it was true. Nelson was always at meetings, planning, organizing, strategizing. The resistance movement consumed him, and she understood. She believed in the cause as much as he did. But understanding didn't make the empty chair any easier to bear. At midnight, Nelson finally came home. He opened the door quietly, hoping not to wake anyone. But Sarah was waiting in the living room, a single lamp lit. "You're awake," he said, surprised. "The girls asked about you at dinner," Sarah said. Her voice was calm, but there was an edge to it. Nelson set his briefcase down. "I'm sorry, the meeting ran late. We're planning the next protest and—" "There's always a next protest," Sarah interrupted. "Always a next meeting, always a next cause." "You know this is important," Nelson said, defensive. "We're fighting for our future, for our children's future." "Our children need a father now," Sarah said quietly. "Not in some distant future when the struggle is won. Now, tonight, at dinner." Nelson sat down heavily. He was exhausted. The work was endless, the pressure immense, and now this. The one place he thought he could rest, his home, was becoming another battlefield. "I'm doing this for them," he said, "for you, for all of us." "I know," Sarah said, "but they're too young to understand that. They just know their father isn't there. And she paused, her voice cracking slightly. "I need you too, Nelson. I need my husband, not the activist, not the leader, just you." Nelson reached for her hand. "I'm trying," he said, "but there's so much to do. The movement needs, and we need you," Sarah said firmly. "When does our need matter?" The question hung in the air between them. Nelson had no answer, because the truth was, he didn't know. The cause was consuming him, and he didn't know how to be two people at once, the revolutionary and the father, the activist and the husband. Nelson sat in his office the next day, trying to focus on legal work, but his mind kept drifting. Sarah's words echoed. "When does our need matter?" His colleague, Oliver Tambo, entered. "You look troubled," Oliver observed. "Sarah," Nelson said simply. She's right to be upset. I'm never home. The girls barely see me." Oliver sat down. "It's the burden we carry," he said. "Our families sacrifice for the struggle." "But should they have to?" Nelson asked. "Should my children grow up without a father because I'm too busy fighting for their future?" "It's temporary," Oliver said. "Once we achieve freedom." "Freedom could take decades," Nelson interrupted. "By then my daughters will be grown. I'll have missed their childhood. Is that the price?" Before Oliver could answer, Walter Sisulu, another leader of the movement, arrived. "Nelson, we need to discuss the Johannesburg rally. We need your speech prepared, and we need to coordinate with—" "Can it wait?" Nelson asked. Walter frowned. "Wait? Nelson, this is urgent. The rally is in 3 days. We need—" "I know what we need," Nelson said, frustration creeping into his voice. "But I also have a family, a wife who barely sees me, children who don't know me. Walter's expression softened. I understand. But the struggle isn't going anywhere, Nelson said. It'll still be there tomorrow. But my daughter's 6th birthday? That's today. And I forgot. I've been so consumed with meetings that I forgot my own daughter's birthday. The room fell silent. Both men understood. They had families too. They knew the cost. What are you going to do? Oliver asked gently. I don't know, Nelson admitted. I love my family, but I also love this cause, and I don't know how to do both. I feel like I'm being torn in half. Walter leaned forward. Nelson, there's no easy answer. Our work is important, vital, but so is family. You'll have to find a balance. We all do. But what if there is no balance? Nelson asked. What if every minute I spend with my family is a minute taken from the struggle, and every minute I spend on the struggle is a minute stolen from them? How do I choose? No one had an answer, because it was the question every activist, every revolutionary, every person trying to change the world faced. How do you fight for the future without losing the present? Nelson tried. He really did. For a week he came home for dinner. He played with the girls. He helped Amara with her schoolwork. He held Sarah close at night, but his mind was always elsewhere. During dinner, he thought about strategy. While reading to Thandiwe, he mentally drafted speeches. When Sarah talked, he half listened, his thoughts on the next protest, the next meeting, the next step in the struggle. And then came the night meeting he couldn't miss, a crucial planning session. The leaders of the movement would all be there. Decisions would be made that could alter the course of their resistance. He told Sarah he had to go. You promised, she said, her voice tight. You promised you'd be here tonight. We're having dinner with my parents. They're coming to see you. I'm sorry, Nelson said, grabbing his coat, but this meeting is more important than us, Sarah finished. I know. Everything is more important than us. That's not fair, Nelson protested. You know what we're fighting for. You believe in it too. I do, Sarah said, but I also believe in this family. And lately, it feels like you've forgotten we exist. How can I forget? Nelson said, his own frustration boiling over. How can I forget when you constantly remind me? I'm doing this for all of us, for a future where our children can live as human beings, where we're not treated as less than. And in the process, you're treating us as less than, Sarah said quietly. Less than the cause, less than the movement, less than everything else in your life. The words struck Nelson like a physical blow. You really believe that? I believe, Sarah said, her eyes filling with tears, that I'm losing my husband to a cause that may never be won. I believe our daughters are growing up without a father, and I believe that one day, when the struggle is over, if it ever is, you'll look back and realize you missed everything that mattered. Nelson stood frozen. He wanted to stay. Every fiber of his being wanted to cancel the meeting, to sit down with his family, to be present. But the meeting was crucial. The movement needed him. The struggle needed him. I have to go, he said finally. Sarah turned away. Then go, she said. You always do. At the meeting, Nelson couldn't focus. He sat with the other leaders, listened to the plans, contributed ideas, but his mind was at home, with Sarah, with the girls, with the empty chair at dinner. Walter noticed. After the meeting, he pulled Nelson aside. Your heart wasn't in it tonight. My heart is torn, Nelson admitted. Half here, half home. and I don't know how to bring it together." "None of us do," Walter said. "My wife says the same things yours does. My children ask where I am. It's the price we pay, the sacrifice we make." "But is it worth it?" Nelson asked. "Is changing the world worth losing your family?" "I don't know," Walter said honestly. "I hope so. But sometimes, late at night, I wonder the same thing." Things came to a head on a Saturday. Nelson had promised, truly promised, to spend the day with the girls. No meetings, no work, just family. They were planning to go to the park. Amara and Thandiwe were dressed in their Sunday best, excited. Sarah had packed a picnic. It was going to be a perfect day. And then there was a knock at the door. Nelson opened it. 3 men from the movement stood there. "Nelson, we need you. There's been an incident. The police arrested 5 of our members. We need to organize a response, get lawyers, coordinate. I'm spending the day with my family," Nelson said. "Nelson, this is urgent," one of the men pressed. "Those men could be beaten, tortured. We need to act now." Nelson looked back. Amara and Thandiwe stood in the hallway holding Sarah's hands. Their faces were hopeful, expectant, waiting for Papa to take them to the park. Then he looked at the men at the door, faces tight with worry, lives at stake, the movement depending on him. "Give me a moment," he said to the men. He closed the door and turned to his family. "Papa has to go," Amara said. It wasn't a question, she already knew. "No," Nelson said. "No, I promised you. We're going to the park." But even as he said it, he knew. 5 men were in danger. The movement needed leadership. How could he go to a park while others suffered? Sarah saw it in his face. "Go," she said quietly. "But I promised." "Go," she repeated. "They need you more than we do." "That's not true," Nelson said. "Isn't it?" Sarah asked. And in her eyes, Nelson saw something that broke him. Resignation. She had given up. She no longer expected him to choose them. She knew he would always choose the cause. Nelson knelt in front of his daughters. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice thick. "Papa has to help some people who are in trouble. But I promise." "You always promise," Thandiwe said, her little voice matter-of-fact. The words cut deeper than any accusation Sarah had made, because it came from his 4-year-old daughter, who had learned that Papa's promises meant nothing. Nelson left. He spent the day coordinating, organizing, securing lawyers. The 5 men were released. It was a victory, important work. But when he came home that night, the girls were already asleep. Sarah was sitting on the porch. "Did you save them?" she asked. "Yes," Nelson said. "We got them released." "Good," Sarah said. Then, Amara cried at the park. Thandiwe kept asking where you were. I told them you were doing important work, that you were helping people. But you know what Amara said? Nelson shook his head. She said, "But who's helping us?" The crisis came 3 months later. Nelson received word that he might be arrested soon. The government was cracking down on activists. He could be taken at any time, imprisoned, possibly for years. The movement leaders met. "If you're arrested, you become a symbol," Walter said. "Your imprisonment will rally people. It will strengthen the cause." "But it will destroy my family," Nelson said quietly. "Many of us will be arrested," another leader said. "Many of us will leave families behind. It's the sacrifice we make." That night, Nelson sat with Sarah. "I might be arrested soon," he told her. She didn't seem surprised. "How long?" I don't know. Years, maybe. They're talking about charging us with treason. Sarah was quiet for a long time. Then, you have a choice, Nelson. You could stop. You could step back from the movement, focus on your law practice, be a father, be a husband, stay free, stay with us. And let others fight alone? Nelson asked. Others will always fight, Sarah said. The question is, will your children have a father? They'll have a father who stood for something, Nelson said. A father who didn't accept injustice, a father who fought for their future. They'll have an absent father, Sarah corrected. A father they know only through stories, a father who chose the world over them. That's not what I'm doing, Nelson protested. Isn't it? Sarah asked. Every day you make a choice, the movement or us, and every day you choose the movement. So when you're arrested, and you will be arrested, Nelson, we both know that. Don't pretend it was forced on you. You chose it, you choose it every single day. Her words echoed in his mind for weeks. Was she right? Was he choosing the movement over his family? Or was he choosing to fight for a world where his family and all families like his could live with dignity? He didn't know anymore. The lines had blurred. His sense of duty to the cause and his duty to his family had become so tangled that he couldn't separate them. All he knew was that he was being torn apart, and no matter what choice he made, someone would be hurt, someone would be abandoned. Years later, after his release from prison, after decades of struggle and sacrifice, Nelson Mandela reflected on those years. He was speaking with a young activist who was struggling with the same conflict. I can't do both, the young man said. My wife is threatening to leave. My children don't know me. But the work is so important. How did you handle it? Mandela was quiet for a long time. Then he said, poorly. I handled it very poorly. The young man looked surprised. But you were a great leader. You changed the world. Yes, Mandela said, but I also failed my family, many times. My wife carried a burden she should never have had to carry. My children grew up with an absent father. These are facts, and they haunt me. So what should I do? The young man asked. How do I choose? You don't, Mandela said simply. You can't, because both are important, both are valid. Your family deserves you, and the cause deserves your commitment. The trick isn't choosing one over the other. The trick is learning to love both with your whole heart. But how? Mandela smiled sadly. I'm still figuring that out. But I learned this. You must be present when you're present. When you're with your family, be fully with them, not physically there while your mind is elsewhere. And when you're working for the cause, work with purpose, knowing you're creating the future your family deserves. But what if there's not enough time for both? There never is, Mandela admitted. That's the harsh truth. You will miss birthdays, you will miss dinners. Your children will grow up faster than you realize, and you'll carry that weight forever. But, he paused, but you'll also know that you fought for something larger than yourself, that you didn't accept injustice, that you stood up. Is it worth it? The young man asked. Mandela considered. My daughters once asked their mother, who's helping us? That question has never left me, because they were right. I was helping everyone else and failing them, and I lived with that failure. I still do. So you regret it? I regret how I did it, Mandela said. I wish I had been wiser, more present when I was present. more honest about the costs. I wish I had told them more often. I see you. I love you. You matter to me as much as the cause. Because they did. They do. But I didn't always show it. He looked at the young man. You will have to make your own choices, and they will be hard, painful, impossible even. But remember this. You can fight for justice while also honoring your family. It's not either or, it's both. It's learning to carry both loves in your heart without letting one destroy the other. And if I fail, you will, Mandela said with certainty, many times, but you'll also succeed. You'll have moments, rare, precious moments, where everything aligns, where you're fully present with your family while also serving the cause. Hold on to those moments. They'll sustain you through the times when you're torn in half. The young man nodded slowly. Thank you. Don't thank me, Mandela said. Just learn from my mistakes. Be there when you can, fight when you must, and love. Love fiercely, completely, both the cause and the family. Because in the end, they're not separate. The cause is about creating a world where families can thrive, and family is what gives the cause meaning. He paused, looking out the window. I fought for my children's future, but I also missed much of their present. That's the paradox, that's the cost, and it's one I'm still paying. But I wouldn't change fighting for justice. I'd just try harder to remember that justice begins at home, with the people right in front of you, waiting for you to come to dinner. The young man left, carrying the weight of Mandela's words, and across the city, activists and parents and revolutionaries faced the same impossible choice. How do you change the world without losing the people you love? The answer, Mandela knew, wasn't simple. It wasn't clean. It was messy and painful and full of regret. But it was also necessary. Because both mattered. The cause and the family. The struggle and the love. The future and the present. And learning to hold both. To honor both. That was the real revolution.